All right. We are live. What up, players? Welcome to episode 158 of Player Life. Today, we are going to talk about deep seduction with modern life dating. Something a little bit different today. So deep seduction. That is what we're going to talk about. MLD is releasing a course. It's already launched, and it's called the Dark Pass, and it's pretty much about how to engage in deep seduction, and that is what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the course, talk about what it's about, what you're going to get in the course. And I've seen behind the scenes. I've seen what it's about, and it's looking pretty dope, to be honest. No one else is really releasing things like that. Even for the webinars, the webinar lineup. That alone is worth what the course costs. This shit will absolutely turn you into top tier player level shit. It's pretty good. I know you probably seen the trailer. Let me get it up. Let me see where it's at. Okay. Dark Pass. Let me see, where is it at? With the trailer, I had a cameo in it. It's not coming up. All right. Let me get it up. Should be here somewhere. Okay. Cannot see it. Yeah, you've probably seen the trailer. Filmed in Tokyo. I was in it. Gabriel E in the house. What's good? Hope you're well. All right, maybe this is it.
It's a lot of noise.
All right, found it. Found it indeed. Okay, let me get it up. Share screen.
It's 2021. The world has changed, and time is now the ultimate luxury. Men living in this age are still haunted by the eternal question, what do women want? You see, there's a lot of noise out there in this digital space, and that's just what it is. Noise. Bad advice. Endless swiping. Ghosting. Headaches. Money lost. You see, those are problems for the average man. And you don't want to be average, do you? I've left that world of frustration behind. Any woman, any city, around the globe, I have the ultimate system to scan and find women that are ready to be with me now. We aren't talking about small petty things such as a one-night stand or even multiple weak flings, although my system allows you to get that very easily. But I'm talking about getting something far more powerful. Power, desire, true love, lust, admiration, submission, servitude, and much more. There's a way to achieve all of this, but there's just one question that stands in your way. Are you ready to take the dark pass?
All right, so there we have it. Um, the Dark Pass. Looking good. Yeah. So what's up? What's up, MLD? Um,
Good. I'm just working all night doing the release here for the Dark Pass. We got a good amount of people signed up in the first 12 hours. Not even. Yeah, I guess we're at 12 hours now. And enrollment is going to be available for 4.5 more days. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. Like I mean, let's be honest. I don't think you've ever seen a guy control women and put them to work like I do.
right. Yeah. Yeah. My strategy is like, I teach guys how to get laid. Catch and release kind of thing. That's kind of my
Mhm.
speciality. This is a little bit different, right? This is not just about catch and release. Although this will help you do that obviously as well. But this
Mm,
is more about deep seduction. Um, Kind of there's a dark element to it, right? Like the
mm,
dark side of female nature. Kind of understanding it.
yeah.
Um, Understanding that women are attracted to a certain darkness.
Hmm.
Um, we've all heard nice guys finish last, but this is really taking that kind of to the next level, right?
Yeah, like what it is, I mean, you know me, like yeah, like I said, um, I get I get girls on the reg, um, pretty hot girls too, and some I keep around for the long term, right? Because hot girls are pretty useless, right?
Right.
They're
Yeah.
only good for just pumping and dumping. But
Mm.
otherwise the whole the other side of the coin is like, the girls that want to stay around and be worker bees. I mean, when you came over the other day, like, I had my woman else is like, get this man a fucking diet Dr. Pepper, lady. Yeah,
Yeah. Well
and
trained.
yeah, and the house is always clean. They take care of my cute dog. Um, and they're like deeply in love with me, and like they do all my little menial tasks, like this whole tooth situation I've been going through, finding me good doctors, taking care of me, nursing me back to health, cooking, cleaning, and like basically like what these girls do to beta men is like what I do to them, like how they string up these dudes and fleece them out and take them for every dime that they're worth. I just turn the tables.
Right. Um, so when did you figure out the key to retention? Have you always had good retention, or is
Yeah,
it yeah?
I think because I'm the oldest child, I'm used to like giving orders and giving commands, and like now more than ever girls like that, like how you like sexually turn these girls out, and you're like hold your butt cheeks open and do this, and like you tell them exactly what you want to do. They get turned on, they get, because the average guy is just such a pussy, you know what I mean? Like they don't do anything to like rock the boat. They're all like, "Oh, I was just wondering if you could possibly, open your butt cheeks for me." Like, you're
Yeah.
like, hold those butt cheeks open. I'm gonna take a photo. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
you tell me yourself how turned on they get when you command them what to do in their photo shoots.
Right. Yeah. Well, you have the photo shoot element, but I was talking to you the other day, and I was just telling you how one of my girls likes to be called a dirty little whore.
Mm,
Just and it's just crazy. So many guys wouldn't even believe that. Oh, you're my little princess. Oh, I love you. And they're
mm-hmm,
fucking them, and
mm-hmm,
girls will be so turned off by that. It's just
mm-hmm.
the total opposite, isn't it? It's just unbelievable what actually turns women on. Like
Yeah,
it's just insane. Like
you know,
guys,
we
I
we
mean,
were talking.
even back in the day, when I was blue pill, I mean, like I remember, just whispering your sweet nothings into your girl's ears, like cringeworthy shit. Like I
Yeah.
can't even imagine doing that now. It's just like, and it's just looking back, you can just seeing how turned off the girls would have been.
Yeah, like we both know Bree. um, in the commercial. Pretty hot
Yeah.
white girl, and you know, she straight up told me during my interview on my show, interview with the lady, she likes to get beaten during sex. She likes to get beaten and degraded. She likes the guys to spit on her and slap her and call her a fucking dirty whore. And like she like the more degrading the sex is, the more she's all about it. But guys think like and you would never even think about that looking at her because she looks like a sweet white girl, a little cutie blondie pie. And she so tells me she's like fucking hates nice guys. She hates guys when they like give you like the soft, like, the George Michael, like careless whisper sex. She like hates it. She like wants to be dominated. She like said she likes to be roughed up, like choked and like she's like fucking like Bart Simpson, like fucking Homer would strangle Bart Simpson. Like that's what she likes. But
Yeah, man, it's unbelievable. I knew another. I used to bang this girl from Miami, another white girl. She's pretty hot, but just kind of just kind of messed up. But she used to tell me she was dating this guy, and when he was fucking her, he would want to make eye contact with her and like tell her how much he loved her and stuff. And she
yeah.
told me how much that like dried up her pussy. Like she would like actually get more and more turned off while having sex. It should be the opposite. You should be getting more and more turned on until you reach climax. Until that's the goal of sex, where you get so turned on that you just bust a nut, or for women they orgasm. But she would like literally get more and more turned off having sex with this guy. And she told me this guy was one of the best looking guys she'd ever been with. Like he was really good looking, handsome. And she would just get so physically repulsed by his by the way he would get so emotional and so all in his feelings while he was fucking her. And she just told me she wanted to just be like treated like a slut and like slapped around and like used and abused, and that would like get her wet, like that would get her off. And that's there's a lot of girls out there like that, a lot of them. Like it's insane. Guys don't even realize it, because I mean, we're all kind of products of our environment. We're told by the media. This is what we're told in the movies. Whisper how much you love her, and treat her gently, and you like a little princess. And it's like it's the complete opposite.
Yeah, no, like I said, like girls are more likely to want to be used as a sexual object, literally used as a sexual object, than this whole lovey-dovey shit. Like, I'm sure you've done this before. You've ever just like been on top of a girl and just like bear hugged her and just like used her to like jack your dick off with her vagina. You know what I mean? Like literally just use her as a fucking sexual object. Especially Japanese girls are so tiny. They fucking love that shit. They don't get defiled like that. Like Japanese guys don't fuck them like that.
Yeah, there's I learned a new word recently. I think it's I think it's called in Japanese it's called onna. I think it's called onaho or something. Onaho. And I think it means like for like girls that are just used, like they're used just for sex, like, and it's kind of a fetish term. And I know this chick that has this fetish to be used. Like a lot of these girls have issues, but it doesn't take away from the fact that this stuff genuinely gets them off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This stuff is like real. Like this isn't some fake shit. Like they're actually getting pleasure from this. This is what makes them orgasm. This is what, like, it's a dark kind of truth, but they're getting off to like this dark shit,
Yeah.
like the complete opposite of the Disney prince, coming to sweep a girl off her feet kind of thing. It's like they want savages, like they want like guys that are just dominant. But yeah, that's Onaho. It's like she told me she gets off to like, just being used. It's crazy.
It's so funny, dude.
Yeah, she just like says it's just she wants to be treated like an object, like a, I don't even know if I like the term sexual object, because it's like it's women. I mean, women are like they're human. I mean, it's not an object. I mean, the fact that the reason you're getting after them is because it's a female. Like it's not a fucking fleshlight or some shit. But yeah, it's insane.
I was talking to, the girl that was here the other day that you met, and we were talking about sex. And she was like, sometimes I just like to be taken from behind and just used as an object because I just feel totally dominated when the man is just using me for his pleasure. And she's like, and I really, really love it. She's like, I love the feeling of being totally dominated. I love the feeling of just being, it's almost like a feeling of letting go of all control and like handing it over to us as we defile them for the great nations of the United States and Ireland.
Yeah, but yeah, there's this one chick I'm banging right now, and she just wants to feel like powerless, like she can't move. Um, that's why a lot of girls are into getting tied up. Like they just want to, like when I'm banging her, she likes her favorite position is just like to have her hands just like pinned down to the bed, and she just
Mhm.
can't move. Um, but a lot of girls will enjoy getting tied up. That's kind of a fetish thing.
Yeah.
Um,
The shibari rope thing is huge
yeah,
around the world.
yeah, yeah. And that kind of originates from Japan, but that kind of rope bondage culture.
Yep.
Um,
And so we talk about how to like get into her mind and understand her buttons, how to push them and everything in the course, right? If you take a look here at what we have on the screen, this is what the course is going to be providing. I don't know why it's there we go. I don't know why it's doing that. But yeah, this is the Dark Past. The past stands for Psychological Analysis Seduction School. So you get a 2+ hour video course on female psychology. You get 27 video profiles of different women archetypes. You get access to the 100-Year Seduction webinar series. And then you get access to the Guided Seduction Lounge. Now, the 100-Year Seduction webinar series is a 100 years worth of men's experience in seduction. Mac will be in there. I will be in there. King Dre will be in there. Offie Kingdom will be in there. Sterling Cooper, award-winning porn star, will be in there. Red Pill Thor. The whole team will be in there in the 100-Year Seduction webinar series. This is 10 days of a minimum of 2 hours each per webinar, where we'll give you a special presentation on seduction, and then also it'll give you an opportunity to ask your questions up front about your personal situations going on with regards to your seduction, and or upcoming situations or girls that you're seducing right now. The Guided Seduction Lounge is a Telegram chat that's exclusive to the members of the community, and you'll be able to put in your text messages when you're trying to analyze these girls that you're dating, self-improvement tips for you, how to look better, better fashion, better fitness, how to make a better dating profile. You name it, we got it in there.
mm,
And then this is the schedule right here on September 1st. We have Mateo from Attraction Japan talking about sinister reality of female psychology. And then we have me, MLD, talking about incremental indoctrination. This is how to get them going, and how to get them doing what you want them to do pretty quickly. King J is talking about developing a personal, attractive personality on the 3rd. Red Pill Thor talks about the art of dread game on the 4th. Troy Francis will talk about Dark Triad game on the 5th. September 6th, Paul from Apex Mindset will talk about hypnotic voice patterns for seduction. Sterling Cooper talk about control her mind with dirty talk. Mateo Attraction Japan will talk about dominant sexual escalation. Red Pill Thor talk about creating dominant masculine presence. And then Offie Kingdom will be talking about his special presentation. That'll be mentioned towards the end there. But, you know, with all we got going on here, that's exactly what you're going to get in regards to this course. And you know, I mean, the quality is there. Like, that's my awards. I have like multiple awards from like Teachable in regards to like thanking me for doing $1 million in sales. And my courses are, I mean, I'm the one who's leading the charge in the manosphere in regards to courses and hands-on training, hands-on education, right? I'm behind the crypto mindset course marketing and the structure of that. I'm behind Troy Francis's course. Obviously, I'm behind my courses, Donovan Sharp's course. All these guys, they all came to me, fresh and fit. They all came to me, and I'm the one who taught them how to structure these things, because there's no better standard than the Modern Life Dating course. And it's not about the course having razzle dazzle and all that stuff, which it does have, but it's all about the guys getting the results. That's why guys come back. They get rock solid results.
Yeah, man. I mean, the courses get better. I've seen them. I've seen them. From the early, from almost the start. Not quite the start, but almost the start.
Yeah.
And they're getting better with each launch. It's not like you're just pumping them out. They're actually getting better.
Mm-hmm.
Each course. This one's different as well.
Yeah.
With the even for the webinars alone, that's enough value in itself. But like even with all the the date, like the dating profiles, like the archetypes, who else does that? Like I've never heard of something like that.
Yeah, we got an archetype here we're gonna play for your audience. Check this out. This one's pretty lit. So like I said, these archetypes, we have 27 of them, and we're just gonna let this one play in its entirety. You could just let us go full screen. You can get us off the screen here on the left, Mac. Just
the wine bar girl. Now, the wine bar girl might be a grown-up version of a party girl, or she could be an older version of various other archetypes. She's probably tired of going on endless one-night stands, and she knows she's past her sexual prime. She's usually 26 or above, all the way up to maybe 35, and she sees the prime of her youth slipping away. She no longer gets as many eyes looking at her as she's walking down the street. Not as many people are trying to hit her up, take her out, and she feels this every day, slightly decreasing. So she's set on maximizing the dates she still can get, angling for wine bars, tapas, steak dinners, sushis, etc. She's engaged in quantitative easing of the vagina, aka printing more currency, in a desperate effort to save her sexual market value. She tries to pawn off the older and less prime version of herself for more money, time, and dates than she used to give out when she was in her late teens and early 20s, when she might be more likely to put out on the first day you meet her, because she simply didn't care. She knew she was valuable, she has high sexual market value, so she doesn't need to worry about artificially waiting longer to sleep with a guy. But now that she's in her mid to late 20s or early 30s, she's quote unquote smarter, quote unquote more woke. She is actually usually a better conversationalist, but she tends to think a bit too highly of herself, and also what sort of price tag she can demand. So she artificially tries to purposefully wait to sleep with the guy. SNL potential. It's a medium. You might be able to catch her and quickly whisk her off to your place the same night, especially if you meet her out, on the same day. She's had a couple of drinks, she's maybe said goodbye to the guy who she's trying to make wait. If you swoop in at the right time and the right moment after she's had her daily fun meter filled up, yeah, it could go down that same day. However, she's often in the habit of dragging out the sex until the second date or later, once she gets enough whining and dining and disqualifies enough guys who don't meet all her criteria. And I should mention those criteria tend to increase the older she gets and get more arbitrary as well. Chances are she'll hold out a bit before letting you hit. LTR desirability. She actually does want an LTR and will often mention this frequently. However, the question you should ask is, do you want an LTR with her, a relationship with her? She will generally be pretty accommodating and intelligent, and if she still has enough humility and femininity left, she can make a good long-term relationship. But unfortunately, some of them are spoiled too much by male attention and increased standards for a worse quote-unquote product. If she's on the younger side, she's good for a relationship, but once they cross the big 3-0, they tend to decrease in desirability and increase in demands. So your effort will probably be spent looking for one of the other archetypes. Parental instinct. Overall, they tend to want to have a serious relationship, get married, and have kids. Some might not, but the tendency is there. Once locked into a relationship and on the path to children, make sure to keep control of the relationship and don't let her take over, as these girls can be a bit domineering. They are, after all, used to stringing guys along for several dates and asserting themselves over time. And chances are, again, if she's spending all her time on these nice dates, she's probably going out with some reasonably successful guys. So she's used to most of the games guys play, and she tends to know her way around these sort of relationships. So you have to make sure to maintain your frame and control in the relationship. Loyalty. If she's determined you're a good mate, she will actually tend to be more loyal than the younger or more free girls who, they're used to messing around. And she'll tend to do this because, well, she's been there before. And so in that sense, yeah, she's reasonably loyal. Maintenance level. Depending on the quality of whining and dining she's used to, she can actually be quite high maintenance. At the same time, she does know in the back of her mind she only has a few more years of youth before looks really start to fall off. So she will try to be a model girlfriend most of the time. However, you might have to temper her expectations a bit as to how much, again, whining, dining she's going to get with you if you're not into that kind of thing. And pressure point. Her pressure point is her age. She knows her age and her beauty are on the decline, and this is why she's trying to maximize, again, the amount of dates that she goes on, the amount of nice dates that she goes on before she fears she might end up with a less attractive guy than the ones she's slept with in the past.
All right, that was pretty lit. Yeah, it was good. That was the Weinberg girl is the antithesis to my method, to be honest. But it's my least favorite kind of girl, to be honest. But
Yep.
they're there.
Yeah, you got to know what you're dealing with. You can't go on a date with this girl and be like, "Oh, you're a baby, you're my sun, you're my moon, and my stars," and you think everything's going good and you think everything's cool, but she's just sitting there trying to fleece you as much as she can, only to give you out some like dirty starfish sex at the end of the date. And
Oh
for
man,
what? You know what I mean?
you really have to learn game to deal with the wine bar girls. Holy shit, the wine bar girls are my least favorite kind. They're particularly Japanese wine bar girls because.
Mm-hmm.
And even worse, Gaijin Hunter Weinberg goes. They are the worst. They are the very worst to deal with. But that's why you learn game. That's why you need game. That's why you need to understand how to deal with them. Because like you said, they will fleece you. They will like you go around being a nice guy to these wine bar girls. They'll take you on. They'll string you along for 3 or 4 dates, and they'll fucking ghost you after it. These wine bar fucking bitches. You put exactly what they want right in front of them. They'll say like, they'll have an ideal of a guy. Oh, I want this nice guy, and you give him that guy, and he turns out to be a nice guy, and he does everything she asks him to do. She'll fucking ghost that guy after a few dates if he because he follows, he enters her frame. He's too accommodating, he's too nice, and these bitches the wine bar girls, I hate them. I don't I hate dealing with them. That's why I don't pretend to go with them. I prefer I go for the younger, hotter ones, but that particular kind is, but you definitely need a strategy to deal with them because you know they'll absolutely take you for a ride, um, and not a good ride, kind of a wasting time ride. Been there, done that, but what do you think about it?
Yeah, I got taken to the cleaners by one of these chicks in April, right? I just kind of thought I met her at R2. And so I thought that I could like, bypass it and stuff and like the red flags are kind of there, but she was actually the motivation for this cuz we went on two dinner dates and then, tried to get back over for the third, completely ghosted me, blocked me on Instagram, blocked me online,
Yeah,
29 years old, you know.
it's wild, like the blocking after it'll happen. If you enter their frame, you do everything they say.
Mhm.
um you know Personally speaking, when it comes to those kind of girls, it's like they have to enter my frame at the very
Mhm.
start or I'm not going to deal with them, but it's because I find them too irritating to deal with. Like you're gambling pretty much. Like when you go, like you're spending money. Like time is our most valuable. You definitely know this. Like time is
Yeah.
definitely our most valuable resource. Time and
Yeah.
health. Like they're the most valuable things we have. And these chicks will fucking waste your time. You know, the wine bar girls. I also find are the type of girls that will fuck you around. Like you'll arrange a date with them. You'll arrange a date. It'll be set. It'll be all good to go, and she'll hit you up at the time you're supposed to meet, and then she'll say, "Oh, can you meet me at a completely different location?"
Yeah.
Wine bar girls do that shit. Like it's like they're trying to shit test you right off the fucking start, off the bat. How
Mhm.
much can I manipulate this guy? How much of a bitch is this guy? It's like, yeah. And it's in my experience, it tends to be the fucking wine bar girls that do that. Like the 27 to 27 and above, like, even 26. In Japan, it's like even a bit younger because they're a little more based about the Japanese girls are insanely aware of their how valuable age is. Like they understand that. Like here, Asian girls in general, I think they
Yeah.
understand that age matters a lot. You know,
Mhm.
because Japanese men, you've talked about a lot before. Like have a reputation of being pussies or whatever, but when it comes to keeping their women in check, they're savages, right?
That they are. That they are. And it's funny too, like a lot of the guys, like just Japanese guys, like when they close them on the first date, they just like go to dinner and like just like tell it, like guide the girl, like don't even say anything, like just like get in the taxi, let's go, and then tell the guy to go to their house and they just talk in the car on the way to their place, and whisk the girls away and like fuck them on the first date, and the girls just kind of like go along with it because the guys know how to be leaders and they know how to control the frame, and they know how, like, they know that the girls for the most of the part are pretty turned on by it, like the whole controlling the frame and being led along in the situation.
Yeah. And it's interesting. Like some of these guys, a lot of these guys, they look like pussies, but the way they deal with the girls is it's like it's masculine.
It's pretty
Like
thug.
they take the lead. Like they look like fucking like these soft little K-pop characters, but actually the way they deal with women is way more masculine than the fucking tradcon blue pill shit that goes on. And some of these fucking these big macho dudes, but in the West they might look the part. They like look macho, but they're fucking like serious pussies, like absolute fucking
Yeah.
weasels too. Like they'll stab you in the back, they'll white knight, they'll throw their friends under the bus for a bitch. You know, the
Yeah.
worst kind of people, man. Like there's nothing like what do I call it? Like a alpha blue pill. There's nothing more dangerous than an alpha blue pill as well, because they'll those are the type of guys that end up in jail. For white knight, or end up in jail or dead for white knighting for some bitch.
Yeah, I
Um,
think like you know I think you're so spot on too, because it's so funny. There's this guy I know, his name's Utah, and you know he's like a skinny Japanese guy with long hair, right? Long hair beyond his shoulders. And the other day I went up into his t-shirt shop. I was like, hey, I need to get some like t-shirts made. And he's like, yeah, like you have to go over to the shop over there, and they'll sell you the shirt, and then you can choose a different color shirt, and then come over here and I'll print it. And then I was like, okay, I was talking to him in Japanese, and I was just like, like, okay, can you kind of tell me where it is? He's like, don't worry, I'll send one of my guys with you. Right? He had like 3 little stooges in there, and I was like, oh, it's okay. He's like, oh, he's like, daijoubu desu. Watashi no dore, which means like, these are my slaves, and he just said it with such conviction, and all his little like Japanese minions are like, well, what do we do? Like, because the Japanese are all about hierarchy here, and you feel like if you like, own the role of being, just like internally strong, people in general will follow you, but women more so than men. As long as you have that conviction. And what the Dark Pass does is we teach you how to profile these girls. We teach you their strengths and their weaknesses, and then we teach you how to go about getting them as much as you want, as frequently as you want, and controlling the whole seduction the whole way. Like, because people can be controlled, like women can be controlled. It is very easy to do, but you have to have somebody who can teach you and can show you the way. And trying to figure out on your own, good luck. But like I said, this is the stuff that girls do to guys every day. We just happen to flip the script on them.
Yeah. Did you see that Alex Jones flip I sent to you?
I didn't watch the whole thing. Did you download it?
I can kind of show it, but it's just kind of on the similar topic. That was one of the most based interviews I've seen him have. But maybe it's kind of relevant to what we're talking about. I might share it. Just the kind of dark side of female nature.
What did he say? Just maybe don't play it because they might fucking strike this shit down too.
No, he was just talking about how, in war times, in war zones, and all throughout history, even up until recently in Syria, all over the world pretty much, when the conquering army, they invade, they'll kill the men, they'll kill the fighting age, teenage boys, they might even slaughter, your parents, but these women will end up, going with the victors and marrying them, having new families with them, and they'll just, like, it doesn't take long, like they'll end up even falling in love with the winners pretty much, as Richard Cooper always says, they wait at the finish line and pick the winners, it's like, it's just crazy. It's been documented. It's been like, it's such a dark side of female nature that people don't acknowledge, and it's like, you have to acknowledge it to for seduction. You need to, Troy Francis talks about the dark triads. You need to understand the dark triads. You need to understand like that females are attracted to a darkness. Mm-hmm. Like, they're not attracted to all this light, fluffy teddy bear shit. They might need a little bit of that too, but it's different, when it comes to seduction, and when it comes to like retention and making them really fall in love with you, you need to understand that, and I guess that's going to be discussed in the course as well.
Oh yeah, in great depths. We talk about it all. But yeah, that the course is available for the next 5 days. You can sign up. I can show you exactly what you get as well in the course here. I'll pull that up on the screen for you so you can see. But the curriculum is pretty in depth. It is over it's bordering 4 hours of material. You could take a look right here. It's up on the screen there. So the deep psychological seduction methods, that's this part right here. You have all these modules talking about tension and release, dark escalation, trauma navigation, sexual dominance, the art of capturing your soul when a toxic drama is too powerful, investment in the relationship, all these like things that you're going to learn how to control a chick, right? And then the female archetype seduction guide. So right now, we actually only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 uploaded. The other 14 are going to be released over these next couple of days because I want guys to actually go through the material and pay attention because this is really powerful material. I know like a lot of guys are just going to come down here and like, stare at the girls and be like, oh, she's hot. This girl's hot. I like this girl. I like that girl. But once you get these principles down and then you apply this stuff here, dude, it's so powerful. I'm telling you, like you'll have like no chance when it comes to having competition with guys. Like all I know at this point, excuse me, all I know at this point in my life is that if a girl is dumb enough to give me the time of day, it's over. Like it's game over. If she'll open her legs and open her heart, it's over. It's only a matter of time before she's doing my dishes and like doing it with a smile on her face too. Like just fucking happier than a pig in shit. And that's the power we're bringing to the table. We talk. It's funny you mentioned that. I was on Rolo's channel a couple hours ago, and I was talking about how look at the French, right? French, right, historically give up all the time. So the Germans invade. What do French women do? Like, oh, Fetishes, like we love German guys. We'll make your Nazi babies. Americans come in, kill all the Germans. Oh, America, apple pie. Like we'll like bake some bread for you, and we'll chew bubble gum and be American for you. And it's just like the girls like they are just consistently just go to the strongest man and they just go to the strongest guy. And when we teach you now, which is the most important thing in 2021, not being physically strong, because there's physically strong guys everywhere, but they're bitch made up here. But when you're internally strong, when you have that internal masculine core, that internal masculine frame, and not like that Captain America, like I am doing the right thing and I love my country and pay my taxes and all that shit. But I'm talking like all like deep conviction in your masculinity. Like, yo, in your heart of hearts, like if somebody fucks with you, you'll smash their head open and drink their brains. Like
Right.
theoretically in a video game, not real life, because we don't condone violence on this channel. But when you're able to convey that to these girls and just how you show up on a date and how you communicate with them and how you are in real life, a guy can have $10 million and he wouldn't be able to stand a chance against you, because that's what women will value. Because internally, women are repulsed by weak guys. They hate weak guys. They come to weak guys.
They fucking
And
hate them.
Dude, they fleece weak guys, and then they come to guys like me and you, and we're their little dirty little foreign boy secrets over here, and like, oh, I hate my fucking Japanese boyfriend. He's such a pussy. Oh, fuck me in the ass again, like just defile me, and they get off on that.
And it's true. It's like, it's interesting. Well, it's you're 100% right when you say like it's mentally, you have to be strong mentally. You have to, because you're at the end of the day, your physicality can be taken away from you. Like you could get sick, you could get an injury, anything could happen to you. But what could never be taken away from you if you're mental, you can't, if you can, even if you're sick, if you're you're injuries or whatever, you can remain mentally strong. That's like, it's up to you really. You can't take that away from someone, and you can ride that out into old age. You can be mentally strong. Your physicality, we're all like, our bodies are just vehicles. Like, obviously, if you can be fit, be as fit as you possibly can. But like, you're 100% right. Being mentally strong is so much more important.
Yeah.
For longevity.
And that's like, and then I talk about this as well, right? So you add the principles that we teach you in the dark pass, plus money, muscles, game, frame, you're automatically in the top 1% of all men on the whole planet. There's no comparison, because a lot of people think like looks, money, status is the thing that's most important. It's not. Like these girls, like you remember you were talking like that one Japanese girl had like the fucking football player boyfriend, like a soccer player boyfriend, and she was coming to you and being defiled by you, like like it wasn't like vanilla sex. It was
shocked me even. That shocked me, man. That was wild. That was like crazy, because this guy was like good looking, handsome, tall, But I looked at his photos and he looked soft. Like he had that soft look in his eye. And this has been said to me many times by girls that have cheated with me. They've said their boyfriend is too nice. It's been said over and over again. He's too nice. He's too nice. They, 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 they say, oh, I feel bad, but he's too nice. They always say it. It's mad.
Yeah.
And
No.
it doesn't surprise me anymore because I'm used to it. But it's always like, wow, these fucking hoes, man.
Yeah.
The more you do for them, the more you're gonna pay for it. It'll always come back and bite you in the ass, kind of thing. If you just yeah, it's just crazy. I remember one time I cold approached this chick, and she was I was walking around with her a bit, and started trying to like make a move on her, and trying to I was starting to make out with her and stuff. And one thing she was like, she said, "You're a savage," but when she said it, that like the way she said it, she was like so turned on by it. Like, you're a savage. Like it was just funny. But you got to be a savage in this day and age, man, and be unapologetic about it. Because all these guys are apologizing about it, and like, no, double the fuck down on it. Double down on, like, don't fucking retreat. Like, double down. Like, all the media, oh, me too. All this, oh, be nicer. Oh, don't do that. No, fuck that shit. Like, double the fuck down. Like, because it's just all fucking lies.
Yeah, it's good shit, man. But we talk about all that. We talk about how to like just bring this internal savage out, and like like King Dre says, in life you either you hold the whip or you hold the bag. You know me, man. I'm cracking whips 24/7, 365 over here. I you know how it is. I get like I'm 35 now, right? So what turned me on before, which is like used to be like tons and tons and tons of sex with girls, which I still enjoy, having sex with chicks and stuff, obviously. But more like what really turns me on now is like seeing a bitch like dedicate her life to me. I'm like, that is right, bitch. Pledge your allegiance to the United States of MLD. I want you to fucking erect a statue in your living room and like fucking salute to it. I need a drop of blood every morning at the altar. Like, I need 10 Hail Marys, 10 Hail MLDs,
Yeah, man. Pimp or be pimped.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, but like if you have game, money muscles game, like, regard fuck all, even with all the shit going on in the world, all the beer bug and all that shit, it still can be a good time to be alive, man. Like, it's just such a better deal. Like, if you're red pill aware and your money muscles game
and crypto to top it off,
yeah, you can have a good time, and you'll have a better time than all the miserable normies going around and all these girls going after their careers and shit. Like, man, it's such a better deal to be a guy. It's like, if you're red pill aware and you're all, you're clued in. It really is, because I think females especially in Western countries, have they're just indulging in their own demise, really. But you're not going to change it. That's the thing, though, isn't it? You're not.
No.
It's just about changing your own world, right? And that's what Dark Pass is going to be about too. Changing yourself for the better. Yeah, guys. I mean, sign up. I mean, I posted the link in the description, so that's an affiliate link. So if you're interested, definitely sign up. I mean, it's obvious it's going to be, even for the webinars alone, it's worth it. And then on top of that, you got all the course curriculum, the material. Like, it's top tier stuff, man. I don't even know of anyone else doing things like that. But yeah, man. Yeah, I guess we'll. You got anything else to say, or
No, that's pretty much it.
Cool, man. So yeah, guys, check out the links in the description if you're interested in the course, which you should be. definitely click on the link in my description. It's an affiliate link. It'll help me out, and it'll definitely help you out for sure. Yeah, guys, tune in. It's Friday, so tune in on Monday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time for another episode of Player Life. So peace out, guys. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.